Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. Coming up on this show, the city partners with the Las Vegas Medical District for an important discussion on suicide prevention. And if you thought the Regional Transportation Commission was only about buses, well, buckle up. You're about to find out the RTC offers bus transportation and a whole lot more. Here to talk about these topics and much more is our Mayor Pro Tem, Brian Knudsen, who also represents Ward 1. Welcome back. How are you?
I am wonderful. It was a wonderful vacation last week, and so I'm ready to be back at work.
Back to the grind. It's all still here. So, well, you know Ward 1 very well. You're our Mayor Pro Tem. Of course, you represent Ward 1. For those out there not exactly sure where Ward 1 is located, well, we're going to show you. It's right in the heart of it all. Actually, it's where the city began. The Springs Preserve is there. That's what brought people to Las Vegas, the water supply, and that is in Ward 1. If you live in this area or work in this area, then of course you're in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas. And if you're a resident there, you've been represented on the city council by Brian Knudsen, who is now also our Mayor Pro Tem. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You substitute for the mayor when she's unavailable.
So she's always here.
Yeah, but sometimes not. And so that's where you step in.
Yes, I'm ready.
It's an important job, Councilman, speaking of important jobs and partnering with the mayor, back on March 28th, we had a town hall here at City Hall. We aired it here on Channel 2 and on the city's live stream. And it was about suicide prevention. The medical district will have these town hall discussions, and this was about suicide prevention, which it seems like with the pandemic, suicide awareness has become much more heightened.
Yeah, it's a partnership between the City of Las Vegas, the Medical District, and the Clark County Medical Society. Mm-hmm. So what the Medical Society was charged with doing was providing CMEs or credits for physicians. So this is a training opportunity, and the programming of that afternoon was around suicide prevention and how to train medical professionals with information and knowledge so that when they see patients, no matter what they're seeing them for, that they have in the back of their mind they need to watch out for certain things.
Right. That was part of the discussion. It was really interesting, Councilman, some of the warning signs. And I think I was a little bit surprised to hear just how prevalent it is. It's the leading cause of death, I think, among
for teenagers.
Yeah.
For teenagers, and it's more common than people think. And so when I spoke, that's what I was thinking: is we all know somebody, and so that's the heartbreaking part of the conversation. But really informative, and grateful to the Medical Society and all those who participated for making sure that our physicians, our medical professionals, are aware of what to look out for.
Yeah, it was a great discussion, and I think, like I say, we aired it on our video platforms across all of them. And I think that the interesting piece is that there were so many things that anyone could take away from that discussion, whether they were a physician or not. And
if you have a family member or a friend or a stranger that are demonstrating signs, it's time to reach out and make sure that they have the help they need, and don't be afraid to talk about it.
Right, exactly. And I think that's the thing. It's been taboo or considered taboo over the years, and that's got to change if we're gonna help people.
Yep. Everybody knows somebody.
Exactly. It was a great discussion. Again, that took place back on March 28th. And then speaking of the medical district, you had tweeted this out. I thought this was great. If you're traveling through the Las Vegas Medical District, be sure to check out the new native habitat on the corner of Wellness and MLK. With a huge volunteer force, we created a space the whole community can enjoy, and this turned out beautifully.
It's great, and this is really the beginning of a revamping of Wellness Way between a partnership of the City of Las Vegas, the university, private developers. All of Wellness Way will be completely developed. This park in there is kind of right in the middle of the medical district, and Vito is a Boy Scout, a local Boy Scout. He's speaking there. He's the one that helped organize and lead the project on behalf of the Boy Scouts. And we also had Carpenter Union members come out. We had about probably 60 people show up. They were out there digging holes and planting native habitat species, and it really did a great job. Really grateful for the community.
That's great. And I think didn't Get Outdoors Nevada, weren't they involved?
They helped to organize it.
Yeah,
so so a bunch of leaders came in and led, and we ended up with a more beautiful garden than we currently have.
Yeah, it turned out beautiful. So yeah, a corner of Wellness Way and MLK. Come check it out. And yeah, what a nice space.
See what the space looks like now? Great. The garden's going to stay, but 2 years from now is going to be completely different.
Yeah, that's right. Those will all mature.
Yeah. Very excited, and the development that'll happen there is just the imagination is the only limiting factor at this point. It's going to be great.
Well, congratulations. That has been something that you have really fostered and nurtured along, and of course you have a brand new medical school located there. All the other, of course, the hospitals that already exist, but this has really become such a needed hub for medical care in our community.
Yes,
so.
Definitely necessary and exciting to see the development, and everyone can see the cones up now. I told
Right.
everyone for 3 years they're coming, they're up now, so there's lots of cones.
Yeah, the work is happening. That's pardon the cones, but that's a good sign. That means that things are definitely happening.
Yes.
And then, Councilman, speaking of the Carpenters, not the band, but the union, you had tweeted this out. You said, "Yesterday I toured the Carpenters' 1977 training facility, and I'm blown away by their dedication to supporting our community through teaching trades to those looking for new career opportunities. Thank you to all the members who make this vital resource available." And this is so great because I think during the pandemic, a lot of people were reassessing maybe what they want to do with their lives and rethinking. We had that opportunity to do that, kind of maybe taking a look at, is this really what I want to do with my life? And this was an opportunity for people maybe to get involved in some of the building trades, high-paying jobs, and there's a need for them in the community right now.
Yeah, and I think the unions are just done such an amazing job in Las Vegas in particular, and a lot of Ward 1 are retired union members. So that's what I think about is when I was campaigning, I was knocking on doors, and it'd be a retired plumber, a retired electrician, a retired carpenter, and they had their whole heart on their sleeve talking about building Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. And so when I meet with the unions now, it's about they're trying to recruit these young people to come in and build up the next version of Las Vegas. Yeah. And they're having a hard time, just like every employer around town, having a hard time recruiting. And so I want to make sure that we connect the trades with young people because it is a great profession to go into, and we need to continually build Las Vegas. And so I'm going to continue to work with the unions to make sure that we have people coming into their apprenticeship programs, and we have developers that are working with those apprentices to make sure that we have a stable economy here in Southern Nevada.
Well, you look around anywhere, you're going to see the cranes up. Obviously, buildings are going up, homes are going up. Yep. So this is an opportunity for people looking for that, especially if they're maybe not interested in sitting behind a desk or behind a computer all day, be out in the air. Working outside, this is a perfect opportunity.
And there's so many young people that I've met that said they want to be a social media influencer. I don't quite understand what that is. So when that doesn't work out for them, I'm going to say you should try a building trade because that's going to be stable work, and you want to be able to retire and feel proud for the work that you've done.
Yeah, and again, those are good paying jobs.
They're great. Yeah.
Whether you're a carpenter, a plumber, an electrician, if you're working on a construction project, especially a large scale one, it's good pay.
It's good pay.
Well, good luck to all those folks, and thanks Carpenters 1977 for getting the next generation trained up. And then this was great, Councilman. You had tweeted this. You said it was a beautiful night for a City of Las Vegas concert in the park. Rita Lim's voice was smooth, and her stage presence was a delight. To all who attended, we welcome you to future Ward 1 events. We talked about this the last time that you were on Access City Council, that this concert in the park was coming up with Rita. And she's a singer, right?
She is. It's Jazz in the Park. And the City of Las Vegas, Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs, I think they just do an amazing job. I think they did 6 Concert in the Park series. There might be 1 or 2 left that I haven't been to. And they did it throughout the city. It's free for the community to come out and sit in the park, and it's great weather and good music and good fun. And I'm proud of the city for doing that. It's really wonderful.
Yeah, and that was on April 1st, Saturday, April 1st. The weather was pretty good that night. It wasn't too bad. We had some crazy winds that came after that, but not bad that night. So it looked beautiful out there.
It's a great night, and she did great, and the city did great, and super fun.
So, and again, did we mention those events are free?
Free.
So, come on out and enjoy. And we're going to be doing more of those in the future, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
The team at the city really blown away by how much they do. in that department, and then these free events that they're doing.
Yep.
And I'm sure we'll have a whole bunch going on this summer, and it's just exciting because if people are trying to save some money or they don't have enough money to go out and a night on the Strip, well, we're bringing it right to your backyard.
Exactly.
So it's a great service.
And to your point, Councilman, Mayor Pro Tem, we try to move those around so that there's something in each of the wards. Concert in the Park, this jazz night was in Ward 1. We've got the Bluegrass Festival, that'll be out in Ward 6. And so we try to move those around all across the city so that no matter where you live, you're not going to have to venture that far to get that kind of fun. So,
so much opportunity here.
Thanks, Rita, for doing the show, and good luck to her, and maybe we'll have her back sometime.
I'm sure she will be.
Yeah, good stuff. Speaking of upcoming events, love this tradition that you've started. You do Brews with Brian. These are once a month?
Once a month.
Once a month.
Sometimes in the mornings if it's coffee, or in the afternoons, beers.
Right. Either way, it could be brew coffee, brew beer, which is cool either way. So
it's always fun.
Exactly. And so the next one coming up is going to be
at the Springs Preserve, Springs Cafe. So we're focusing in on Earth Day and Earth Month and Earth Year, I guess.
April
it's always
22nd,
celebrating the Earth. And so it's a good opportunity to get out there and see the Springs Preserve and come and enjoy some coffee and some lunch with us at the Springs Cafe. It's a great venue if you haven't been there, and I absolutely love going there. It's great if you bring your kids out too. Yeah, I went
after on Sunday, a couple Sundays ago, my wife and I went there. Bronze Cafe now operates the cafe there, and the food is excellent. Of course, the venue is a beautiful day, and you can sit either outside or inside, and either way, you get a beautiful view of the Springs Preserve. I was really pleased to see the turnout. It was a Sunday afternoon. The weather was pretty good that day. I wouldn't say it was perfect, pretty good. And there were a ton of people out there.
Yeah, I have season passes for my kids. It's a thing. If we can't think of anything else to do, we go to Springs Preserve. Yeah. It's generally almost always busy.
It is.
And the kids always have fun there.
Yeah.
Always. There's a great playground that I bring them to, and then we walk around. We go into the museum, look at the animals if they're out. Super fun, chill experience.
Yeah. So Springs Preserve, located. The entrance is right there at Meadows Lane and Valley View, right? And great venue, and again, the cafe is just a special place too. So we're going to be there April 22nd from noon to 1. Just people can visit if they want to talk about things going on in the ward. Just meet you, talk to you.
There's a steady crew of our usuals that come, and then we always have some new people too. So RSVP, so we know how many people to expect, and it'll be fun.
Those are really nice too because they're informal. It's not like coming to City Hall to talk to the Mayor Pro Tem. You can just sit down with a cup of coffee and actually at the cafe you can also have a beer if you'd like on a Saturday.
You could, yes. So. You can really mix it up.
You could have whatever kind of brew you want there. Again, great selection of food and drinks there. So good stuff. And then you also have coming up, this is a special thing. We're talking about free events. You have Art in the Park coming up May 13th, 10 to 4 at
I am partnering with Commissioner Jones, and we're doing it at Rainbow Family Park. We did it like 6 months ago, and it was great weather. We needed a little bit more attendance, and so we thought by partnering with County Commissioner Justin Jones, we're bringing in some food. I think it's going to be a great venue. The weather should be great, and it's just a great park. I really like it there. It's great to bring your kids there. There's baseball stadiums there, so encourage everyone to come out and buy some art.
Yeah, and if you're an artist and you want to display your wares, we want to hear from you. And if you're just a member of the public, would like to see cool art, just head out that day. Again, May 13th from 10 to 4. Councilman, Rainbow Family Park, help people kind of get oriented where it's located.
So if you're driving up, if you're going west on Oakey, you pass Rainbow. It's going to be a couple of blocks just past Rainbow. It's right in the middle of it's definitely a neighborhood park. There's all kinds of neighborhoods around it. And you drive in, there's a fitness park that we just installed last year. And then there's some baseball stadiums, and then there's a children's playground that we just did 2 years ago. So everything in there is really relatively new, and it's really well maintained and great neighborhoods around it.
Yeah, sounds great. Well, again, we hope people turn out. May, usually the weather's just great.
It's great.
Yeah. So again, May 13th, 10 to 4, Rainbow Family Park. Come on out for Art in the Park. These are really popular. People love coming out to those things. And again, we try to spread those around so that there's something for everybody across the city. So good stuff. Well, Councilman, we've got a special guest coming in, so we're going to take a short break. But when we return, MJ Maynard, the Chief Executive Officer of the Regional Transportation Commission, joins us to talk about the many options the RTC offers passengers, and being safe on our roadways is included in all that. So please stay with us. We'll have that discussion next.
When his idea of game night has you feeling played, or your teacher's pet has become unleashed, and inseparable has become intolerable. Visit boystown.org/parenting. We've got parenting guides, videos, articles, tools, and quick tips from experts backed by over 100 years of experience. Get your parenting going in the right direction with Boys Town.
Welcome back, everyone. We're happy to have with us MJ Maynard of the Regional Transportation Commission to discuss everything from the many options the RTC offers when it comes to transportation. And of course, roadway safety is a big part of that. MJ, welcome to the program. Good to have you here.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Glad to be here with Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah, Mayor Pro Tem is on your board now.
He's one of my bosses.
Yeah. So an important board. For those that don't know, RTC is, like the name suggests, the regional coordinator of not only the buses, but really transit across the city. And you're part of all that now.
I'm new to being on the board, but I've been engaged in working with the RTC for many years. Prior to being on the City Council, I worked with a lot of our nonprofits and worked with what I consider people in poverty. And I think I learned very quickly that you can build all the education, you can build all the food, you can build all the libraries, you can build everything, but if you can't get them there, it doesn't matter.
Good point.
And so buses are an incredibly important part of our community, and that's why I'm just grateful for the opportunity to serve on the board and continue to advocate for transit and every transit option you can find out there, because people who need the services of RTC need them. It is absolutely critical to life.
Yeah. Well, MJ, we know that RTC is buses. We'll talk about that and transportation, but it's so much more than that. And people, I don't think realize all the things that RTC touches.
Most people don't. When I speak to the community, we usually, when I raise hands, how many have heard of the RTC? It's usually the best people, and we are. And I do want to talk about what Mayor Pro Tem said, because being the best people, it truly is. It's a privilege, because I had the opportunity to work for Mayor Pro Tem when he was working with some nonprofits, and we find that the inhibitor to advancing the quality of life, whether it's getting to school, getting to a medical appointment, getting to after-school activities, just sort of elevating your quality of life, is transportation. And so we are proud to be the best people. We are also the Metropolitan Planning Organization, and so we work with all the the cities in the county to oversee the transportation planning process for Clark County. We are the traffic manager for the region, and we are the roadway funding agency for the region. So big giant ATM, we provide funding to the cities in the county for all the roadway infrastructure projects that you find here in Southern Nevada. So if you like orange cones, I hope you do, because they're going to be around for a long time. They're going to be around for a long time.
Every orange cone equals a job.
It does,
right.
and it also means
employed.
improvements to our roadways too.
That's right.
MJ, what I think people also don't realize and probably don't appreciate is that the RTC coordinates all of the transportation, not just in the city or the county, but across the entire valley. And having that kind of regional approach, that coordination, it's so vital, because you can't have one jurisdiction doing one thing and another doing something else, and then the right hand, of course, proverbially doesn't know what the left is doing.
And we talk about this all the time. If you live in Las Vegas or Henderson or North Las Vegas or the county, you may not know it. All you know is you live in this valley, and you want to make sure that it's seamless. Right. And I think the RTC has done an amazing job of making sure that our transit options are seamless. And one of the reasons, and MJ, I won't surprise MJ, but one of the reasons why I think it's important to talk about this, because the cities do a great job of managing the construction projects with support from the RTC. That busing component is absolutely critical. And there was a time in the beginning of COVID where there was the potential that we would limit some busing options for seniors in Ward 1. So I have Jamestown Towers and Sartini Plaza, Decatur Commons, so all of these seniors who are living in some state of poverty, the thought of taking away a transit pass or a transit option means that they don't get access to food, they don't get access to health care. And it scared me, because what happens to those folks who don't have the loudest voice in the room, when they don't have access to get to the things they need, it says a lot about humanity. It says a lot about who we are as Southern Nevada. And so making sure that we continue to push for more transit access is essentially what I think is my job to do. Yeah. And I will continue to do that with support from the RTC.
Mm-hmm. And MJ, just as a casual person watching what goes on, the ridership on the buses, no matter what route they're going, it seems it's always heavy. You see a lot of people riding the mass transit here.
I think people are always surprised to learn that we are the 14th busiest bus system in the entire United States. And to Mayor Pro Tem's point, during the pandemic, not only was it a reminder again of just how essential mobility is in your community, we saw less of a drop in ridership here in Southern Nevada than almost anywhere else in the U.S. because of just the nature of our economy, right? This hospitality. But people were getting them to while we're keeping the community open, to the hospital, to retail jobs, to manufacturing jobs. And so it's really important, again, that there's an acknowledgement of how important it is. We also think, when I talk to folks, I think if you don't take public transit here in Southern Nevada, some people think it's just for people that can't afford a car. Right? Maybe it's poor people that's what I've heard, but that's just not true. We have 150,000 daily boardings. Of those,
really?
Of those 150,000 daily boardings, 80% are employees going to work. So we connect employees to employers. So mobility, transportation, public transit is the economic backbone of any city. And so hundreds of small businesses, the hotels on the Strip, certainly depend on us to make sure that they get their employees to work. And then to your point, seniors. So the law says if we're a public transit provider that we must provide service for our disabled community. And we do that very proudly and with a lot of humility. But the law says that you don't have to do anything for your seniors. And we know that that is so important because you're exactly right. Many times it's a matter of am I going to be able to eat today or to get to maybe to a senior center where they offer some of those congregate meals. So it's super important. I think you just assume that you're going to be able to drive forever, right? And many times that is not what's happening. We have a lot of people that are moving here to Southern Nevada that are retiring, and so you sort of age in place. You want to stay where you're in your house, right? But you find that you can't drive anymore, or you are living in a housing or a senior housing development where the funding is difficult. And so transportation, ensuring that they're able to get to medical appointments, to the grocery store, et cetera, is just, I think people don't think about it until you're there. Right. And it's so important.
And then MJ, talk a little about the paratransit. We'll see the paratransit buses out as well. How does that fit into the overall scheme of things?
So we follow the Americans with Disabilities Act. And so wherever there's a fixed route, think of a line, a transit line, paratransit is offered within a 3/4 mile boundary. And so we actually, we've seen our paratransit ridership, it's almost back to pre-COVID levels, so about 1.3 million trips every single year.
Wow.
It's about independence and quality of life and ensuring that we're getting folks that don't have the functional ability to ride a fixed route or the cognitive ability to ride a fixed route. And so it's a really important service that we offer the community.
Gotcha. And then MJ also too, and I know the councilman's talked about this, Mayor Pro Tem, RTC is so much more than just the buses though. You guys are really involved in so many other aspects of making sure that the community is getting where it needs to go, whether you're on a bus or whether you're just in your car or on a bicycle too. So you have a program for that.
We do. We're busy. No, again, we don't do this by ourselves. We really are, we work with and on behalf of the City of Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, City of Henderson, Mesquite, Boulder City, Clark County. We are just a piece of the cog in the big wheel. And so knowing, for example, in the City of Las Vegas, like every other jurisdiction, safety is a big deal. We'd like to see the trends reverse. I think there were 184 fatalities, roadway fatalities in Southern Nevada last year. Obviously, one is too much.
Too many, I agree.
The trend is not good. And so when we have a chance to, for example, apply for a grant grant that focuses on safety. We just were awarded a grant in partnership with the City of Las Vegas, something called a SMART grant. And so it's going to be in the area around, the SMART grant will, again, focus on safety. It is, so all this technology, it's artificial intelligence, cloud-based technology. Because the City of Las Vegas has 6 in the area of UMC, which is the only trauma 1 medical facility in the state, there are 6 fire stations in and around that area. And so this grant will allow us, in partnership with the City of Las Vegas, to have this preemptive emergency vehicle technology. So today, in a fire truck, it's when the lights, let's say the lights change so that the vehicles can get through more quickly. And by the way, there were 1 million preemptions last year based on first responders. This is going to be something that's done cloud-based. It will happen before the fire trucks even leave the station. Again, its time is of the essence when you've got things like that. It also, this grant with the City of Las Vegas, the SMART grant, will allow us to introduce artificial intelligence at the intersection, so advanced intersection analytics, and that will allow us in real time to track near misses. So vehicle and vehicle potential collision, vehicle pedestrian potential collision, and so we can share this data with law enforcement, for example, as an enforcement tool, but also with the cities and their public works, their planning departments.
We can prevent, that's a trouble spot.
That's right. Maybe that's right. Maybe it's roadway engineering. It's a redesign, and I think there's one more grant that not only the City of Las Vegas, but all of the jurisdictions, Safe Streets for All, and this will be the first time that regionally we'll have a Vision Zero plan. Right, the state has one, but regionally, I think the cities each may have. To your point, maybe it's kind of done. Everybody's just sort of doing their own thing. This grant will allow us to work regionally, which is really important.
And MJ explained that Vision Zero is 0 fatalities.
0 fatalities, that's right.
That's the idea.
And it's really going to look at speeds, right? So speeds and corridors, is it better lighting? Is it, again, a roadway design, a redesign, if you will? So it is, it's the planning piece right now. It requires a lot of community outreach, and so we're looking forward to, again, working with the city and the county.
Good.
And the city adopted our Vision Zero plan.
We did.
And we talked about it in the last Access City Council with Joey Paskey. So that is a huge priority for the City of Las Vegas, and you can't do it without your partners in the community. So I think it's important for people to know, like, there's a whole slew of organizations and people that are dedicated to making this the best community possible.
And making those roads as safe as possible. MJ, we're about out of time. Anything else you'd like to make sure that the viewers know about RTC that you'd like them to hear? That
we do not want to be that bobblehead behind our desk. We do what we do on behalf of the community, so we want to hear from you. And we get out. We don't just post a flyer in the library and say, hey, we're going to meet you. We get out in the community. Doors always open. We want to hear what we're doing well, want to hear what we need to improve, but want to hear how we can enhance and add value to the citizens of Southern Nevada. You guys are also, you're always doing surveys too, which is very appreciative too, so thank you so much. Well, MJ, it's a pleasure having you on the program. Good luck to you. I think the RTC is in good hands, as we can see, Councilman, Mayor Pro Tem, and good luck on the board with you and all the work that you're doing. I'm very excited. It's very important. So, well, we're about out of time, but we want to tell everybody out there, we always want to hear from you. If there's something you'd like to share with Mayor Pro Tem Knudsen, you can find him on Facebook and Twitter. You can also contact him by just picking up the phone, 702-229-6405, or send him an email. His address is bknudsen@lasvegasnevada.gov, and here, one of his great staff will get right back to you. So, Mayor Pro Tem, we'll have you back in 6 weeks. MJ, good luck to you. Thank you. I'll have you back in the future, maybe get another update from RTC. It's a pleasure having you on the program. And everyone else out there, don't miss our next show beginning on April 20th with Ward 3 City Councilwoman Olivia Diaz. You can catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire now, and watch for our QR code during the closing credits of this show to subscribe to our newsletter. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.